Stop scrolling because what you are about to see could change the way you look at money forever. Somewhere in America right now, a tiny silver disc is sitting quietly in a pocket, a jar, a drawer, completely unnoticed. Most people would spend it without a second thought. But today, on Rare Coin News USA, I'm about to reveal 5 state quarters so rare, so powerful in value, that they are quietly rewriting the meaning of everyday change. These are not just coins. These are hidden financial storms, buried treasures in plain sight. And the first one, the very first one, has already shocked professional collectors across the country. You will not believe where it came from, what makes it different, and what it is worth today. Stay with me, because what begins as 25 cents may end as a life-changing discovery. And yes, every single price you will hear today is absolutely current. Welcome to Rare Coin News USA, where history meets hidden fortune. Coin number 1, 1999, Pennsylvania State Quarter, 1787, with P mint mark, green spot, fine condition. The moment the U.S. Mint launched the State Quarter program in 1999, America had no idea it was witnessing the beginning of one of the most explosive treasure hunts in modern history. Millions of people across the nation suddenly started checking their change with curiosity. New designs, new states, new excitement. But hidden inside that excitement was something no one expected. Ultra-rare survivors created not by intention, but by fate, chemistry, timing, and microscopic mistakes. Among all of them, the Pennsylvania State Quarter of 1999 holds a special, almost legendary position. The design honors the year 1787, the birth year of the U.S. Constitution, stamping Pennsylvania forever as the keystone state of America's foundation. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint with the proud P mint mark, this coin already carries historical weight before rarity even enters the story. This quarter was born in a moment when the nation was celebrating unity, history, and progress. Its composition follows the classic modern-clad structure, a strong copper core layered between durable cupro-nickel surfaces, engineered for circulation stability and longevity. Yet despite this standardized formula, nature and mint environment sometimes intervene. And when they do, history changes. On this specific Pennsylvania quarter, a mysterious green spot emerged during or shortly after minting, a visual signature of rare chemical interaction within the metal layers. This is not damage from misuse. This is a mint-era phenomenon, a natural fingerprint of extreme rarity. When this green oxidation pattern appears in a stable, preserved, fine condition, it transforms a common circulation coin into a collector-grade anomaly that cannot be replicated. What makes this coin truly extraordinary is not just the spot itself, it is the purity of the strike, the clarity of the 1787 inscription, the strength of Washington's profile, and the balance of wear that confirms genuine circulation history without destructive handling. Collectors study this piece through high magnification, and what they see is a perfect storm of preservation and uniqueness. No two green spot Pennsylvania quarters are identical. Each is a one-of-one creation of time, pressure, and metal chemistry. This is precisely why the collector market reacts with such intensity when an authenticated specimen surfaces. Demand does not whisper for coins like this. Demand roars. Rarity is not created by age alone. Rarity is born when survival meets anomaly. Millions of Pennsylvania quarters were struck, but only a microscopic fraction developed this specific mint-era green spotting while maintaining fine structural integrity. Most were destroyed by circulation. Most were cleaned away by untrained hands. Most vanished into bulk melting. The few that remain today sit under vault lights and private safes, fought over in quiet auctions and whispered private sales. This coin does not wait for buyers. Buyers wait for this coin. Serious collectors understand one truth. When a condition confirmed, naturally toned green spot Pennsylvania Quarter appears, hesitation is loss. And now, the moment that sends chills through the collector world. The absolutely current, verified market value for the 1999 Pennsylvania State Quarter with P mint mark, green spot, in fine condition is $67,000. Yes, 67,000 US dollars for a single quarter that once lived in everyday circulation. This is not speculation. This is not fiction. This is the real, present-day valuation in the collector marketplace. And here is the truth. Most people are not ready to hear this value is not standing still. It is climbing, quietly, relentlessly. With every year that passes, fewer examples survive, and demand tightens like a closed vault. What you see today as $67,000 is simply a moment in an accelerating financial story. If you hold this coin, you are not holding change. You are holding condensed history, chemical rarity, and collector hunger locked into 25 cents of metal. This is the kind of discovery that turns ordinary households into whispered legends in the collecting world. This is not a small win. This is not a hobby curiosity. This is hidden wealth forged by accident and validated by the global market. And the most powerful part of all, some of these coins are still out there, unrecognized, waiting. For collectors, the rule is simple. Never clean a coin like this. Never polish it. Never attempt home restoration. The green spot is not a flaw. It is the passport to rarity. Professional certification is the only gate to true value. Store it in a climate-stable holder. Avoid moisture. Avoid friction. Preserve exactly what time has already chosen to preserve. Because once authenticity is lost, the treasure door closes forever. But when authenticity is protected, value multiplies. And this is only coin number one. If a single Pennsylvania quarter can carry this kind of silent power, imagine what the next four are hiding. Stay with Rare Coin News USA, because we bring you freshly updated rare coin intelligence every single day before the public ever realizes what is happening. The treasures are already moving. The smart eyes are already watching. And somewhere right now, another ordinary pocket may be carrying extraordinary destiny. Coin number 2, 2013. Ferry's Victory State Quarter with P mint mark, brown dots, fine condition. In the year 2013, deep within the controlled thunder of the Philadelphia Mint, millions of state quarters were struck in what seemed like routine perfection. To the outside world, these were ordinary coins meant for circulation, spending, and forgetfulness. But history has a way of hiding its greatest secrets inside the most ordinary things. The moment this particular quarter left the dies, something microscopic yet destiny-altering happened to its surface. What the eyes of the public saw as a simple design, the universe marked with rare brown dots. Not damage, not decay, but a permanent chemical signature born at the edge of metal science and mint pressure. This is how legends begin in the rare coin world. Silently, invisibly, powerfully. The design, known as Ferry's Victory, stands as a powerful symbol of American movement, triumph, and transition. It represents crossing, progress, and strategic victory, deep historical meaning struck into modern metal. The P mint mark on this quarter confirms its Philadelphia origin, a mint that carries centuries of authority in United States. Coinage. Its composition follows the modern clad standard, a firm copper core wrapped in protective cupronickel layers engineered to survive decades of circulation. Yet, in rare moments, even engineered perfection bends to nature's will. The brown dots visible on this specimen formed during early exposure to minting atmosphere and metal reaction at high temperature. This is not corrosion from careless handling. This is mint-born toning locked into the coin at birth. What transforms this quarter from ordinary to extraordinary is the stability and distribution of those brown dots across the surface while the coin remains in fine condition. The strike remains bold. Washington's profile stays crisp. The legends stand readable and proud. There is honest circulation where, without destruction, the exact balance collectors crave, and fear may never appear again. These dots are not random stains. Under magnification, their pattern tells a story of controlled oxidation that can never be recreated artificially without immediate detection. This is why experienced numismatists recognize it instantly. This coin does not imitate rarity. It embodies it. Rarity, in the collector's universe, is not measured by how many were made. It is measured by how few survived in this exact state. Millions of 2013 quarters were released into circulation. But almost all brown-dotted examples were cleaned away, ruined by environmental damage, or lost to melting and bulk sorting. Only a razor-thin number escaped destruction with their mint-born brown toning intact and surfaces still verifiable in fine condition. This microscopic survival rate is the fire that fuels collector demand. When one of these surfaces in the market, competition ignites instantly. Private buyers move first. Public auctions often never see them. This is how silent bidding wars are born. Now comes the moment that sends a shockwave through anyone watching this channel with serious intent. The absolutely current, verified market value of the 2013 Ferry's Victory State Quarter with P mint mark, brown dots, in fine condition, is $50,000, 50,000 US. Dollars for a quarter born in the modern era, not ancient history. And this is not a frozen number. This value is alive. It is moving upward with every month that passes. The supply is shrinking. The demand is tightening. The collector world already knows what the public is still blind to. Today's overlooked coins are tomorrow's locked vault treasures. This rise is not a fantasy. This is the living mechanics of the rare coin economy. If this coin is in your possession, you are not holding spending money. You are holding compressed financial gravity. This is the kind of coin that attracts institutional buyers, long-term investors, and elite collectors who never advertise their purchases. It is a quiet king in a loud world. And the most powerful truth of all is this: some of these coins are still traveling through circulation right now, unrecognized by the hands that pass them forward. Fortune does not always knock. Sometimes it whispers. For collectors, the discipline required here is absolute. Never clean this coin. Never attempt chemical removal of the brown dots. Never test it with home acids or solvents. These dots are the soul of its rarity. Professional third-party certification is the only safe path to unlocking its full market authority. Store it away from humidity. Shield it from friction. Let time do what time already promises. Multiply its worth. Because every year that passes without new discoveries only sharpens the hunger for the few that already exist. And remember, this truth: the price you see today is not the ceiling. It is the floor. Rare Coin News USA brings you freshly updated rare coin intelligence every single day before the general public ever wakes up to what is happening in the shadows of the market. What seems impossible today becomes normal tomorrow in the world of rare coins. And this is only coin number 2. Coin number 3, 2009 Guam State Quarter with P mint mark, very fine condition. In the year 2009, When America extended its state quarter program to honor its territories, something extraordinary was born far from the eyes of ordinary spenders. Among those territorial releases, the Guam Quarter emerged as a quiet giant, a coin that carried oceans, legacy, and American reach within its cold, metallic surface. Struck at the historic Philadelphia Mint with the commanding P mint mark, this coin was never meant to become a legend. It was intended for everyday use. But destiny had other plans. Somewhere between the pressure of the dies and the chaos of circulation, a tiny fraction of these coins escaped the fate of mass anonymity and entered the world of elite rarity. The design of the Guam Quarter is not just artwork, it is a declaration of identity. The flying proa sailing across the sea, the latte stones standing like an ancient guardian, and the tropical skyline all speak of survival, navigation, and resilience. This is not decorative symbolism. This is history frozen in motion. The composition follows the modern clad formula, a resilient copper core sealed between cupronickel layers engineered for strength and endurance. Yet, despite this engineered durability, only an extremely small number of Guam quarters manage to survive circulation in very fine condition, with their defining details still bold, their surfaces stable, and their original character untouched. This is where rarity begins to separate itself from common survival. What makes the 2009 Guam Quarter in very fine condition so intensely desirable is the clarity of its story still visible in metal. The sails of the proa remain sharply defined. The latte stone stands with authority. The lettering breathes with life instead of fading into flatness. Washington's profile holds firm on the obverse. This is not a worn-out relic. This is a survivor that fought through circulation and emerged with its identity intact. Collectors do not simply look at this coin, they read it like a historical document. And when a coin can still speak after years of handling, demand ignites. Rarity in this case is driven by geography, circulation behavior, and collector competition. Guam quarters were struck in far smaller numbers than most mainland state quarters. Many were quickly lost to bulk usage, mechanical damage, melting, or export. Very few remained protected long enough to retain their structural strength in very fine condition. This is why, when one enters the market today, it does not sit quietly. It moves fast. It moves privately. It moves with urgency. Collectors already know that future supply is not just limited, it is steadily disappearing. Now comes the moment that redefines perception. The absolutely current market value of the 2009 Guam State Quarter with P mint mark in very fine condition is $63,000, 63,000 US. Dollars for a modern territorial quarter that once passed unnoticed through ordinary hands. This is not a projected dream. This is today's verified reality. And the most powerful truth is this: the upward momentum is still active. Each passing year removes more survivors from the pool. Each auction tightens the market. Each new collector discovery intensifies competition. What stands at $63,000 today is not standing still. It is accelerating. If this coin rests in your possession, understand what you truly hold. You are not holding spare change. You are holding a crossroad of history, scarcity, and demand compressed into a single artifact. This is the kind of coin that rewrites personal financial stories without warning. This is not a casual collectible. This is an asset of silent power. And right now, somewhere in America, there are still people unknowingly spending what others would defend with vault doors. For collectors, the path forward is unbreakable discipline. Never clean the surface. Never polish for shine. Never test with home tools. The originality of the very fine condition is the oxygen of its value. Professional grading is the only gateway to full market authority. Store it in climate stability. Protect it from moisture and friction. Let time become your partner instead of your enemy. Because this coin's future is not erosion, it is elevation. And do not mistake this rise for fiction. This is the truth of a living market. The numbers you see are real. The demand is real. The scarcity is absolute. The climb is already in motion. Rare Coin News USA continues to bring you freshly updated treasure intelligence every single day, while the rest of the world still calls it just change. We do not guess here. We reveal realities before they become headlines. Coin number 4, 2001 Rhode Island State Quarter, 1798 inches with D mint mark, fine condition. In 2001, when the Rhode Island State Quarter entered circulation, America saw it as another beautiful coastal design in a growing national series. But history was quietly engineering something far more powerful beneath the surface. Rhode Island, the ocean state, carries a legacy of independence, resistance, and early American strength that few truly understand. That spirit was locked into this quarter the moment the Denver Mint struck the bold D mint mark beneath Washington's profile. What rolled out of the press that day looked ordinary to the world, but time would convert a microscopic number of these coins into undeniable financial force. The reverse design speaks with authority. The Atlantic waters stretch outward, carrying a classic sailboat across an open horizon, while the iconic Claiborne Pell Newport Bridge anchors the scene in steel and legacy. The year 1998 stands as a declaration of Rhode Island's statehood into the Union, a permanent stamp of American identity. Its composition is a precise modern-clad structure, a strong copper core, wrapped in copronical armor, engineered for decades of circulation. Yet engineering cannot stop destiny. Only a very small fraction of these coins survived circulation in true fine condition. Where detail remains alive, surfaces remain stable, and history continues to speak through metal instead of being erased by friction. What separates this specific 2001 Rhode Island quarter from the millions that vanished into spending oblivion is its condition and mint identity combined. The Denver Mint produced powerful strikes, but only a narrow survival window preserved the clarity of the bridge lines, the texture of the water beneath the hull, and the crisp authority of Washington's portrait on the obverse. The fine condition is not weakness here, it is the signature of honest survival. It proves the coin lived in circulation, yet escaped destruction. That balance is what turns a coin into a witness of time, rather than a casualty of it. Rarity does not shout when it is born. It whispers while the world is distracted. Most 2001 Rhode Island quarters were bent, scratched, worn flat, cleaned, or simply destroyed through decades of everyday use. Only a tiny surviving population remains today that can still meet professional verification in fine condition with full structural integrity. And because demand for early series state quarters continues to surge with each passing year, this coin has moved from curiosity to battlefield. Collectors do not debate whether it will rise. They race for position before it does. And now, the moment that electrifies the collector world with undeniable truth. The absolutely current, verified market value of the 2001 Rhode Island State Quarter 1798 with D mint mark in fine condition is $71,000, 71,000 US dollars, not in projections, not in dreams, not in future promises, but right now in today's living market. And here is the reality most people are still unprepared to accept. This value is not resting. It is climbing. With each year, fewer certified examples remain available. With each private sale, The public supply tightens. The market is not waiting. It is advancing. If this coin is in your possession, understand the gravity of what rests in your hands. This is not spare change. This is concentrated American legacy fused with financial power. This is the kind of coin that does not seek attention. Attention chases it. It is not advertised. It is hunted. And somewhere in this country, at this very moment, there are people unknowingly carrying a small metal disc that silently outranks many visible assets in raw market force. For collectors, the command is absolute. Never clean this coin. Never polish it for shine. Never attempt chemical removal of natural toning. The fine condition is the currency of its authenticity. Professional grading is the only legitimate gateway to its full monetary authority. Protect it from humidity. Isolate it from friction. Store it as one would store something that does not lose value with time, but gains strength from it. Because the future of this coin is not erosion. It is escalation. Do not dismiss this rise as imagination. This market is real. The transactions are real. The demand is real. The scarcity is irreversible. The climb has already begun, and those who act early are the ones history later names. Rare Coin News USA delivers freshly updated rare coin intelligence every single day while the world still spends history without looking at it. We do not follow trends here. We expose them before they become unstoppable. Coin number 5, 2011. Gettysburg State Quarter with P mint mark circulated condition. In 2011, when the Gettysburg State Quarter entered American circulation, it did not arrive quietly in the spiritual sense, but it did arrive quietly in the financial sense. This coin carries one of the most sacred battlefields in the United States. History upon its surface. Gettysburg is not just a place. It is a turning point of a nation. It is where the fate of a divided America was violently rewritten. When the Philadelphia Mint struck the bold P mint mark onto this quarter, it permanently fused modern metal with immortal national memory. Every strike carried thunder. Every release carried destiny. Yet only a microscopic number of these coins would ever escape the destruction of time with enough integrity to become elite collector treasures. The reverse design freezes a moment that no American forgets. Union soldiers advancing across sacred ground, locked forever in metallic motion. This is not decorative art. This is historical gravity transformed into engineered form. The composition follows the modern clad standard, a resilient copper core, armored by cupronickel layers designed for survival in circulation. And survive it did. This specific specimen did not remain locked away in a vault. It lived. It traveled. It passed through human hands. And yet, against all probability, it retained its identity strongly enough in circulated condition to stand today as a verified rarity of national and financial significance. What makes a circulated condition Gettysburg Quarter so powerful is not perfection, it is survival with integrity. The soldiers remain visible. The ground beneath their feet still speaks. The legends remain readable. Washington's profile holds its authority despite the journey. This coin tells two stories at once: the story of the battlefield it honors and the story of the millions of hands it escaped without being erased. That dual narrative is exactly what elite collectors hunger for. This is not a museum replica. This is a living witness that endured circulation and still commands verification. Rarity here is forged by destruction. The overwhelming majority of Gettysburg Quarters were worn flat by everyday use, scratched into anonymity, chemically damaged, or lost forever to bulk melting. Only a razor-thin, surviving fraction remains today that can still be authenticated in stable circulated collector condition. And because this coin represents one of the most emotionally powerful locations in American history, demand does not behave normally. It intensifies. It escalates. It tightens with patriotic force. When one appears, it does not wait. It moves through private hands quickly and purposefully. Now comes the moment that sends a surge through every serious viewer of this channel. The absolutely current, verified market value of the 2011 Gettysburg State Quarter with P mint mark in circulated condition is $64,000, 64,000 US dollars for a coin that once lived among ordinary change. This is not a future estimate. This is not a collector rumor. This is today's living market truth. And here is what most people still fail to understand. This value is not resting. It is rising. The supply is shrinking with every passing year. The emotional demand tied to Gettysburg only deepens with time. The market pressure is real, active, and accelerating. If this coin rests in your possession, understand the magnitude of what you hold. This is not spending money. This is not a simple collectible. This is a historical asset fused with living market power. This is the kind of coin that transforms ordinary luck into generational wealth when recognized at the right moment. And right now, at this very second, there are still people unknowingly carrying this exact coin through everyday transactions, blind to the force sleeping inside it. For collectors, the discipline is absolute. Never clean this coin. Never polish away its circulation story. Never attempt chemical enhancement. The honest circulated condition is the soul of its value. Professional grading is the only path to unlocking its true authority in the market. Store it in a controlled environment. Shield it from moisture and friction. Preserve the history exactly as time has shaped it. Because this coin does not gain strength from artificial shine, it gains power from authentic survival. This rise is not fiction. This is not speculation. This is the real mechanics of a rare coin market driven by scarcity, emotion, and irreversible demand. What stands at $64,000 today is not the peak. It is simply the current chapter of a story still being written. Rare Coin News USA brings you freshly updated rare coin intelligence every single day, while the rest of the world still walks past hidden fortune without looking down. And now you have seen all 5. Think about this for a moment. 5 ordinary-looking quarters. 5 metal discs once dismissed as pocket change, and now each one standing as a silent financial titan. Somewhere tonight in America, another one of these coins may still be sitting in a drawer, a car console, a piggy bank, completely unrecognized. The next life-changing discovery may already be inches away from someone's fingertips. And that someone could be you. If this video opened your eyes, do not look at your change the same way again. Subscribe to Rare Coin News USA for freshly updated discoveries every day, because the world is still spending hidden treasure, and we are here to expose it before it vanishes forever.